Hey, how we doing, gang? Happy to be back with you guys again. We are now at our 7th week of the term. And this week, as of you all seeing this video, your argumentative persuasive essay should have been turned in. And that's the one with no research. So that is just you stating your thesis at the end of your intro and supporting your thesis with your own intuitions, logic, ethical standpoints, and emotion using, compelling, strong language, not vulgarity, strong language, you know what I mean, very striking language to get the reader's attention. So that is now due, and then that essay, not for the end of this week, but the end of the following week, is going to be enhanced with research that you do in Galileo. So you guys should have the Galileo link when you click on Blackboard. You should see it in the menu. And of course, Galileo is the technical college system of Georgia's aggregator for all things academic sources. It's basically a giant digital warehouse of all that you could possibly want for finding critical essays or expert opinions on a wide variety of topics. So that's where you're going to be conducting your research in. Again, for the MLA enhanced research version in a couple weeks, you want to have at least 3 of those, and 3 to 4 as a minimum. And then that research essay is going to be 4 to 5 pages. So that's a noticeable difference from our other papers. Typical page length is 2 to 3 pages. The MLA enhanced research argumentative persuasive essay is going to be 4 to 5 pages. But again, that's not until the end of next week. All right. So I just want to let you guys know that you are taking your same topic, whatever you are arguing for or against, whether it be a societal issue, something controversial, or sort of a hot take that's going on in the wider culture today. You are going to see if you could find expert accounts, critical takes that support your thesis. Okay, so it's important to keep in mind that whatever you have picked for your essay topic, and only a few of us got to me about verifying topics, which is fine. But I do encourage you guys to get in touch with me if you have any questions about topic selection, or am I going in the right direction, whatever it may be. But just know that whatever that topic is, you are looking for information pertinent to it when you conduct your research in Galileo in a couple weeks. So just keep that in mind. It's a pretty good idea this week to start looking through Galileo, maybe start earmarking some sources that you might like, okay? And evaluating a source, basically, when you look at sources, you're not expected necessarily to read the entire thing. Typically, when I'm including a critical source, when I'm writing a paper and essay, I'm kind of scanning the essay to look for certain keywords and key phrases that have something to do with my research direction, my topic, my thesis. So don't think that you have to go through and read from top to bottom literally every source, although you can. It depends on how long you want your research process to be. Vetting your sources and all that can take some time. So that's why I encourage you guys to maybe get started on that this week, because the only assignment that you have to do this week is a journal. Okay, so remember, journals are due on Friday. All of the interactive or correspondence-based assignments, the blogs, the journals, and the discussion forums, those all have a due date of the Friday of that week. So in this case, our one assignment, our journal, is due Friday the 25th by 11:59 p.m. And the journal asks you to kind of reflect on the whole endeavor that is arguing. Okay, let me just pull up the journal here. It's in the journals folder. And you'll see it is our 3rd journal, Persuasive Argumentative, due by Friday. All right, so I ask you to journal on how do you think as a society, either an American society, global society, in your own community, wherever, is argumentation kind of a lost art? Like, really, arguing should involve, at least as I see it, you and I having a meaningful, productive exchange whereby, we start to see the other person's point of view, not necessarily saying that we are going to leave the argument agreeing with the other person's point of view, but at least we're considering it, we're maybe being a little more fair-minded about it. But it seems to me that, when we talk about argumentation today, it's that other connotation of arguing, yelling at each other, right? If you ask me, that does go on, especially on the internet, okay? Twitter's, as I have said, is kind of a dumpster fire. It's really not a good place if you want to have meaningful, thoughtful conversation. That's not its model. That's not to say you can't have meaningful, thoughtful conversation on Twitter, but I think you guys know what I mean by that. So if you ask me, I think we can have productive arguments, but, at least, in the media and how we make sense of our world, how we, see what's going on around us, I would say more often than not, there are some notable instances of people being nasty to each other and not arguing in good faith to try to understand the other person's perspective, but kind of sniping at each other and, degrading each other and swapping various pejoratives at each other. So, I kind of have a pessimistic view of it, but I think the art of argumentation should be or is a good thing if it's done right and handled well by well-intentioned people. Okay. Of course, none of us is perfect. We all get in a little spat from time to time. All right, so that is all that is due this week. It is just the journal on argumentation. So that is what is due. Again, that is Friday, the 25th. But other than that, it's recommended that you go into Galileo and start looking at some of the databases. You could just do a general search and put your search criteria in there. Sometimes you have to kind of finagle with Galileo, refine your search, maybe reduce the amount of words that you have. You kind of play around with it. I'm sure you guys have done little research projects before, so some of this probably is a review, but I will tell you, you could go to the textbook and look at chapter 4. So we've been looking at chapter 3, that's modes of discourse. Chapter 4, though, has all of the material for research writing. Okay, so you guys can look at that. Let's see, is there a student example here? I'm not seeing one. There usually is a student example on... In any case, if you guys have any questions about researching or how to include sources, you could get in touch with me over the next couple weeks and I'll help you out. Basic way to do it is the author's last name and the page number on which you find your quoted material or paraphrased material. But we could go into that next week. Okay, so journal this week, and that's all you have to do by Friday. All right. Nice, short, and sweet video because not a heck of a lot going on this week. So I will bid you guys a great week, and I will talk to you again via video week after next. Have a good one. Bye-bye.